Hey guys, I'm joined by the one and only JF Caron, world's strongest man finalist many, many times, third place 2020. Today he's here to talk to me about Canada's strongest man. You messaged me a few days ago and you've kind of taken off your competitive hat and you've got your promoter's hat on today. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel really good. I'm very happy to, after almost 2 years we stopped all events here in Canada because of the pandemic situation. And I'm very happy to start this show. It will be outside, and we allowed to have a big crowd there, around maybe 2,000 people will be allowed, and it's very good news for Canada sport.
It's quite exciting now. Everywhere in the world, strongman shows are kind of kicking off now. The strongman calendar is going to be crazy. And, I want to get to that and talk about your competitions that you're going to be competing in. But we'll focus on Canada's strongest man first, because obviously this is a big opportunity for the Canadian athletes. And, off screen, you were just telling me you got 5 shows this year? Or 5
Yeah.
shows?
Yeah, around 5 shows of 30 minutes for TV with that Canada strongest man, But what I'm more happy, is because during all the COVID, all international athletes, like top 10 guys around or top 15, can compete in big show.
Yeah.
But that's it. Those other guys who want to jump in and try to keep the level and growing in the sport have no contest.
Yeah, it's been really difficult. If you're at world's strongest man level, you get to go to worlds. But for those guys that are just below that level, trying to kind of get in, it's been extremely hard. No competitions, no opportunities, no kind of qualifying shows. It's been really tough. I've been to Canada before and I've competed in Canada, and you guys always put brutal shows on. You were telling me this is going to be 16 athletes and 10 events.
Yeah. We have 10 events. And, it's not easy events. I think the worst will be the Sunday. We open Sunday with a squat for reps, like World's Strongest Man style, 700 pounds. Then it will be followed by a loading race.
Yeah.
Viking press is the second overhead. Loading race is quite hard. I think maybe 2-3 guys can finish. That's it. We have a power medley, yoke and frame.
Yeah.
Then the power stairs for finish. And those power stairs are very hard. At the moment, just me, Maxime Boudreau, and Jimmy Paquette finish in history of that power stairs. It's very hard. It will be brutal.
They are brutal. What are the events on the first day?
First day, we have log for max, first event. Maybe we get a new Canada record. I don't know. Maybe Maxime want to push. I think he's in good shape now. We have also Hercules Hold, car deadlift for reps, Atlas Stone, and Cactus.
So this is a brutal show, man. This is going to be really testing the guys.
Yeah,
that's why
it's international level weight also.
So who's the guys we should be looking out for? Obviously, everyone knows yourself. We've seen, Maxime has kind of burst onto the scene, amazing performance at World's Strongest Man this year. But who are the other guys we should be looking out for? Is there any guys on particular events that really stand out?
I think, of course, Maxime is favorite to win the contest, but we have many new guys. Then at least the people in Canada don't know those guys because they come from amateur from last year, on the 2 past years, because we don't have any contest last year. Then the amateurs for 2019 never compete in Strongman Circuit, the professional organization. But last year, the amateur show happened for Canada. Then the top 3 became pro also. Then we have many new athletes. I think the champion of last year, Sean Hayes, is also one of favorites for podium. Also, I have Guillaume Tremblay, my training partner. I think he will be also on podium, but it's very hard to know because many guys are very strong, but a lot of guys on 10 events can win one, maybe last on one other events. I have no idea of the end.
10 events is, I always like seeing 10 events for big competitions because there's nowhere to hide. You can have one bad event as long as you're really good at the rest of them. But,
yeah, and also with a big lineup, 16 guys, if you do 0 or 1, you're fucked, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. Then the most consistent athlete will be good perform, and also the most trained athlete, because many guys came from amateur level, never compete in that type of show, you know. 8 or 10 events is very different than a one-day show of 4 or 5 events. Then the more prepared, maybe not the strongest, but the more prepared guy have better result in that type of event normally.
So when is it? Do you say it's this weekend or it's next weekend?
No, next weekend, July 31.
Yeah.
And the 1st of August. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's close to Quebec City, like 20 minutes. And it's a big arena outside for rodeo normally. Yeah. But we use for strongman. Then it's not on asphalt. It's like, not the grass, but like...
AstroTurf, is it?
Yeah.
Like fake grass, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's harder also, yoke on that surface is very hard,
Yeah.
It's different. Also, we put a platform for the log, but we compete outside many times, and it's not the same feeling than the gym, example, in a weightlifting platform. It will be interesting to see.
It's going to be good seeing who does well and seeing some new faces, I think, from Canada, because...
Yeah, because, for me, the most important is find this new athlete, get the potential to growing up and catch the international level, because Jimmy Paquette is, Jimmy Paquette will be back in this contest, but he is not good prepared. He lose like 50 pounds because he stopped to train. He just come back slowly. But many guys can maybe show the result of 2 years of training, because we have no idea what those guys, okay, we have some video on Instagram, on Facebook, but for me, it's nothing. You see
We've seen it with Maxime, the transition in 3 years from him has been...
Yes, it was a big difference.
These younger guys, they can do that.
When you're 25, 26 years old, 1 year of work can be a big difference at the end. Yeah. But the old guy like us, it's normally almost...
You're still. I mean, I'm competing this weekend, and I'm looking.
Yeah.
But
I will watch for sure. I'm really disappointed. I have to pull out for the Royal Albert Hall. But
how is the hamstring anyway? How's the body feeling after World's Strongest Man?
Yeah, but after World's Strongest Man, I take 2 weeks off totally. Then I restart physio, put some blood and muscle slowly. But I have 2 echography, like kind of a RMI in California, and they see like 3 tears, 3 different tears in the hamstring on the Monday after the contest. Then I broke like 3 times more because I continue to compete.
You're absolutely crazy. I mean, you sent me the picture. You didn't post it up on social media or anything, but JF's leg was black, and you still went on and performed very well. I mean, where did you end up? Fifth place with a torn hamstring. You smashed out the deadlift, which is just, I mean, I know you're a great deadlifter, but to do it in that kind of pain.
Yeah, but I was lucky, Laurence, about the deadlift, because this apparel this year bending a lot.
Yeah.
Then the bending part, I can almost use just my low back section for lifting.
Okay.
But if it will be normal height, I think 0 rep for sure. Yeah. I was lucky on that event. But I think I broke more on my last log, because you feel, the muscle broke, and on the last stone also. That's it. And it affected me also for the throwing. You have to hit hard for max.
You've got to be explosive on the throwing. You can't.
It was not possible. It was just a throw with my arms, but not enough to. But I was middle pack anyway. That's why I continue. You never know. In my opinion, I take each contest like it's maybe the last one.
Yeah.
Then I said it's maybe my last final. Then fuck, I continue.
So now your own training, you're going to focus on recovery.
Yeah. But the good news, I prepare for shot classic now. The good news is we have no deadlift from ground. It's a good thing. And I'm afraid also about the yoke. But last week I put like 340 kilo. It was okay, and because I get injured on the yoke. It's why I think about that. But the recovery is fast, and I work a lot with my physio on that. And I will be maybe not 100% at the end of August, but I will be competitive, I'm sure.
Do you think we're ever 100% these days?
For me, I think it's almost not possible. If you really train hard, to be very competitive and have a chance to win a contest, it's very hard to have absolutely no pain,
Yeah, I've had this conversation with a few guys, and I think when you're a top level athlete, not just strongman, but athlete in any sport, you're always pushing yourself to extremes. And
yes, you have to do this. If you wait to be 100%, you will maybe never compete.
yeah. I mean, how many competitions do you think you've done?
I don't think. World Strongest Man was 261.
261.
Yeah, yes, Paul Hall count for me because I have no idea about that, but he count all my contests and he said me before I go to World Strongest Man 261.
Has anyone done more? Has Zydrunas done more than that?
Zydrunas and Marius also, because Marius compete many times in Poland. Yeah. Then first place all time, it's Zydrunas Savikas, Marius second, and I supposed to be third. And also I think fourth is Terry Hollins or Christoph. I'm not sure. Yeah. But it's over 200.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's too much.
You know how many wins you've got out of those?
I have many wins here in my country, but in international, I think I have 14.
That's
14 wins, but not major title, but many podium. I have 29 podium international.
That's a pretty impressive career.
Not bad.
So
not bad, but
what's the goals then moving forward? I mean, I've asked you this before, and you say, "Oh, maybe my last year," but you're doing the Shore Classic. You've got the WUS contest in Florida coming up. Yeah. What else are you focused on this year?
But focus is Shore Classic. For me, is a very important contest. I like the 2 days show. With many events, and this year, really. In Shore Classic, I have no weaknesses.
Yeah, it's good events for you, isn't it?
Just good events. It's why I will prepare really hard for that one. And I'm in good shape, For real, for myself, I was stronger and in better shape than last year in World Strongest Man.
Yeah.
This year.
Unlucky with injury.
Yeah, but it's easy to say after, maybe I can play second but it's part of the sport. Yeah. Many guys get injured, then you take your place, and that's it. And I watch forward, never backward.
I love this attitude about you, because we see it all the time. And I know we speak away from the sort of camera, but you are that kind of person. You get in, you get the job done. There's no excuses, and you move on to the next show.
And I see many comments. Maybe JF will win if it's not injured. But it's easy to say, but I really think Tom was the strongest athlete on place.
I think Tom deserved to win for sure. Yes. And we
100%.
We could all look back at different competitions and say, "Oh, what if this?" Or but how many times you've done a competition and maybe you made a small mistake, or you picked up a small injury, or just a fraction of a second, one rep. It's just no point in even looking like that. The best man at Worlds this year was Tom Stoltman. He deserved it.
It's part of the sport. And still, don't forget, Tom misses luck.
Yeah.
185 is a really, really bad result for Tom. He pressed 210 in training. Then with a normal log, he win easy. Then it's why I said Tom was the strongest guy there.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, it was great to see Brian in good shape.
Oh yes, it just proved to the shit talking is still competitive and can win any contest.
Do you think he's the best he's ever been?
No, because in past his deadlift was stronger.
Yeah, and I've said this, and it just shows how amazing he is, because he's come second at World's Strongest Man, and I believe he's past his best.
Yeah, but I think maybe few events is best. It's better now. In log lift, example.
Do you think?
But he pressed 195, and I see him miss that weight and lower weight a few years ago in World Strongest Man too. Then I think and last year log was shit for him in World Strongest Man. This year he was more prepared for log.
He looked a lot
was much better.
He looked in good shape.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, a guy like Brian is always there. You know, when he compete, because he's so complete, he have no weaknesses, then he will be in the pack all the time.
Laugh when some people were completely writing him off, saying he wasn't going to get through the group. I was like, you got to be crazy to think that Brian Shaw isn't going to, unless, you know, injuries can happen and, you know, things like that. But all things being, you know, normal, there's no way Brian Shaw doesn't get through the group.
No.
He's too good.
I'm not agree with those persons, but maybe those persons never compete in strongman too. But I see many comments about, oh, Brian need to retire or something. I never see someone retire when you're in the top 5 in the world in the sport. You know, why he cannot continue? You know?
This is it. I mean, it has to be the individual athlete's choice. I respect guys that can retire on top, because it must be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah,
I think,
of course. And also when you compete since over 15 years,
yeah,
it's also hard, but it's still like this contest. If you like that, your body follow.
Yeah.
Why don't push forward and continue? I see Brian competing. He have fun, still have fun to compete. Then, you know, I think you have many good years again.
Are you still having fun with it?
Yes, of course, it's a good guy. I like compete with Brian.
Yeah, I was going to say then, what's the focus for you? Obviously, you've got to recover, but you've got the Shaw Classic. You want to try and win this.
Yeah.
You want to win another Canada's Strongest Man. You want to get on the podium at Worlds again.
Oh, if I'm in good shape, next year I will be in Canada's Strongest Man for sure. And I will be back next year. But, you know, I take each show one at a time, and I just hope not injure myself and can continue. But I really feel I'm in better shape than last year. Then I think I have more in the tank to give to the sport. Then we have many good shows. You know, WOS will be incredible in Florida. You know, it's a big show on TV again. And the Rogue Invitational offer the biggest prize money in history in strongman at the end of October. Then I cannot retire.
What's the prize money at Rogue? 100,000 for the first?
100,000, 50, 30, and go down. It's over 200,000 total.
Wow, it's getting better in strongman.
Yes, of course. It's why, you know, we compete many years with nothing. Now I have to stay.
I'm not joking when I say JF and myself have competed at strongman competitions, international shows, where we both be on the podium, and between us, we probably made less than $3,000.
Yeah.
With both of us being in the top 3.
Yeah. You know, it's totally different now. But, you know, I think in the past, it was maybe more funny because it was less serious. You have almost no money in play. Then the party is better.
The after parties were always more fun then, yeah. So coming back to Canada's Strongest Man, is obviously that's what we want to get across today. You said there's going to be a live stream for this. Yeah,
we have a live stream. You can try this live stream. I will put on my Facebook and Instagram page on the competition day on Saturday and Sunday. I think you can buy for $7 Canadian. Okay. Then for English people is almost nothing. Then it's like £4. And you can follow the 10 events of the competition. It's also broadcast for TV because we will broadcast here in Canada for the Canada Strongest Man contest. And it's an afternoon, then evening time for the UK.
Okay, that's good for us watching over here. So if you're interested in seeing Canada's Strongest Man, they head over to your Facebook page. Is that right?
Yeah. My JF Caron Strongman on Facebook, and same thing on Instagram. I will put the link there. Then if people want to watch, you have many good athletes there. It's all the pro in the Canada. We are 16 athletes. We have people from Western Canada, Ontario, Quebec, and the eastern part of the Canada. It's also the first time in history we pay the flight ticket to everybody to come in Quebec City. We have many good sponsors like XPN, SBD with us again, Canac, you know, Hawaii, many big companies help us to organize the show and pay for the flight to the athletes, the food. Also, the athlete will stay in a big condominium part with like a water park, you know, with water slide. It will be a really, really great event here in Canada. And because since the 2019, we have no competition, then everybody is really happy to have the chance to show the result of many months of training. And it's also very motivating for the athletes because, you know, we want to have, okay, me and Maxime put the Canada on the map, if we can say that, with World's Strongest Man this year. But I think other guys can also prove they are international level athletes. Canada was always a good country for that sport. And I know many guys are really, really strong. And I think we will beat few Canadian record again in Canada's Strongest Man contest.
I totally agree. I think when a few athletes do well, it motivates other people to push. And we've seen it over in the UK, obviously, with Eddie Hall winning. Yeah. You know, before Eddie, we had like Terry doing really well at World's Strongest Man, other athletes. And then, you know, now we've had Tom Stockman win again. It's it tends to, and you see it, like strongman tends to get popular in certain regions. There's, you know.
Yeah, but I think when you have top world level athletes, it helps also.
Yeah, of course.
Because here in Canada, in Quebec, in the French part, it was always popular because we have in history about strongmen, you know, Louis Cyr, Hugo Geroy, all the stuff. But in English Canada part, it was less popular. But since we have more international show with good result, we see more people train and came to the sport. And now we have the more amateur athletes came from Western Canada, not from Quebec, you know. Then it's why this year we have 7 athletes for the Western Canada part coming to Quebec to compete. And many of them are really strong. I think the strongest was last year amateur champion, Shahlaei, is very strong. You know, okay, maybe nobody know this guy, but he have 400 kilo deadlift, 180 log minimum. Then he have really good skill. It's good athlete. Then I think not so. I think it's 29 or 28 years old. You have many good guys can follow and maybe take my place soon.
You're going to keep fighting to hold on to it for a little longer.
Yeah.
What are you now? Are you 8 or 9 times Canada's strongest man?
9 because last year we don't any contest. So then this year I leave my place, but I will be back for 10.
Yeah,
trust me.
That has to be the goal before you hang it up. You need 10.
Yes. I hope, you know, it's always also fun to compete in your country because, you know, I have this obligation to compete in front of my fans, you know. The people don't want to watch me speaking in the microphone or referee a show. They want to see me lifting weights. It's why if I can come back next year for Canada's Strongest Man in good shape, I will compete for sure.
Do you enjoy the promotion side of things, or are you still more focused on being the athlete?
You know, it's much harder than compete. Yeah, it's more job. It's more stressful also because, you know, it's costs a lot of money to organize this year's show. Is you know, it's 100 grams minimum. Then I put my money on the table. We have sponsor helping, but we just hope I have big crowd. Yeah. The ticket sale is very good, but you never know with the weather what happened. Because we are outside, because now in Canada, inside, it wasn't possible to organize. Okay. You have to be outside, then you never know with the rain or something happen. We are a little bit nervous, but anyway, the most important is make that even possible. But you know, by far I prefer compete. Is much easier. It's like Brian. You know, he take this seat last year. He take the seat again. You know, it's much harder for him to organize and compete. I know what is this.
It really is.
You know, when you're an athlete, you have just focus on the training. You sit and you wait. That's it. You have nothing to watch around and all the problems coming.
Anything that goes wrong, you got to sort it out and, you know, deal with hundreds of
it's much easier to just compete. But I like organize good show. This year we put, you know, a lot of money on our organization, for looking more professional, you know, on TV and get more sponsor. You have to do this and invest some money from your pocket. But I hope to keep the sport growing in Canada and in Quebec province also. And maybe in few years we will bring back an international show in Canada also. What's the goal? We are trying to organize Fortissimus in 2020, but pandemic happened. But still, it's my goal to bring back this big contest. But it will be not so easy in the next year because calendar is so full.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I think hopefully maybe, you know, things now start to improve and we can start to get like a calendar sorted a year in advance again, and really, because the next few months are just nuts. You know, for you guys, I mean, for you, someone like yourself, are you going to have to be selective about the shows that you do?
Yes, of course. I've planned to do one Giants. It will be Royal Albert Hall, but okay, I get injured, but not more.
Yeah.
Just Short Classic, WOS, and Rogue Invitational. It's enough.
It's almost like some of the shows like back to back on weeks, and
yeah. You know, it's Short Classic and the World's Mixed Strongman is just 3 weeks between. It's quite very, very close. And after you have 6 weeks to prepare for Rogue Invitational, then it's not so bad. But for 2021, for me, it's enough. I stop after that. You have to recover because they announce Arnold Classic Columbus in March.
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
If you want to be in good shape, you have to take a break and restart to prepare at least in December.
Yeah.
Because it's always March, but March first weekend, then it's just 2 months after.
Oh, yeah, it'll be round fast.
Yeah, it's very fast. World's Strongest Man will happen again in June, I think, in same place, Sacramento. Then it's very full. You need to be selective and don't choose, try to do any contest. Yeah. I did it in the past, but you know, the pandemic showed me this. When you're more prepared, you are much better in contest.
I think, like you said earlier as well, you know, it's no longer just competing for fun. There's bigger opportunities now. So
yes, that's why.
If it's just a few grand, sure, you can go each weekend, have a laugh, you know, compete. Whereas now you're fighting for 50, 70, you know, 100 grand. It starts to get a bit more serious, and you need to make sure you're turning up in the best shape you can.
Yeah, it's the biggest difference because now you have big opportunity. You know, in the past, I have no problem to do a Champions League each weekend. Anyway, we got prize money, and after party, money is not there. You know?
Yeah, no money.
Sometimes we spend all in club, you know. It's totally different now.
Tell everyone the secrets. Yeah. Liz will be editing this later. She'll know everything that happened.
Yeah. And also, the athletes are much more prepared also to the competition. And Kielkowski is coming back. Liches also, then it would be not easy to win those contests.
Next year is going to be incredible with those guys back.
Yeah. It will be very, very packed. You know, everybody is so much better now, and the level change each year. You see, I predict many surprise this year again in World's Strongest Man. It's what happened. You have many guys at this level last year and growing up, big step.
Yeah.
You know, like Thor Engels of Melstead is big surprise. Trey Mitchell was very impressive also. You know, he's very, very strong. But last year he was not so lucky. He missed the final. But I know with those events in final, it will be maybe on podium. Yeah. It was really close with Maxim. But this guy is like 25. I think 24, 25 years old. Then next year it will be improved again, I think.
I think we're going to see that now, not just at Worlds, but all these shows this year. I think we're going to have different winners at each show. No one's going to dominate. I don't feel anyone stands out that much right now. Like Zydrunas in his prime, Brian in his prime, you know, Thor in his prime. Those guys dominated. But I just can't see that right now. I think we're going to have different winners, different guys win Worlds, different guys win different shows. And it's going to come down to who's in shape and the events at shows.
Yeah. It's very hard to predict, you know, like this year. I checked the lineup for this weekend. Really, I have no idea who will win. I have absolutely no idea because, you know, Axel is not like log lift.
Exactly.
Yeah, many mistakes can happen. And few guys are very good presser, but not very good cleaner.
Yeah.
Also, then seriously, I don't know. I don't know, but it will be interesting to watch. And if I watch this like a fan view, it's much more interesting to watch.
Yes.
Because, go back 10 years ago. Oh, Zydrunas is there. Okay. Who will be second now?
Yeah.
You understand that now you have maybe 6 guys, 7 guys can win the competition this weekend.
You look at the lineup for this weekend. You think you've got, Tom Stoltman, just won World's Strongest Man. You've got Novikov, who won last year's Worlds. Then you've got Ian Bibby coming back. You got, Luke Stoltman. You got, a whole host of great athletes.
Yeah, many guys are good. Evars is there also.
Ivers, yeah. Ivers is there, Bishop.
Singleton, I think Singleton will be not bad also.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it just takes one mistake. It takes, if someone's head goes on an event, if they kind of, as well as me, it's, you don't know what's going to happen. You've got to get in there and give 100%.
Yeah, but it bring more entertaining stuff in the sport now, because it's boring to watch, example, football games winning 20-0.
Yeah.
But now it's very close. You have no idea. You don't want to miss an event.
Yeah.
And everybody will watch with more interesting. And I think it's really good for the sport, and it will be continue to grow in the future. And maybe became a real professional sport.
I hope so. I mean, guys like yourself doing a great job in Canada. So people that are watching now, it's in Quebec, you say, the contest.
Yeah.
But make sure you go and support the show. Buy your tickets, go support them. If you can't get to the show, get over to JF's Facebook page, sign up to the stream. We're going to watch it next week. I'm sure it's going to be a fabulous show. I wish you all the best of luck with it. I know you sort of, when you're competing and I predict that you're going to do well, you get upset with me. So with the show, I hope it goes well. It's a lot nicer when you're not competing, but I know you're going to be manically busy. But guys, if you're in the area, go and support the show, buy a ticket, support Strongman. Let's keep it growing, keep it getting better. And hopefully I'll speak to you soon at some of these. We're coming over to Florida. So I will see
you soon. And I want to wish you very good luck for Saturday.
Thank you.
Royal Albert Hall. It will be really good if I can compete with you one more time, but maybe in other contests. Maybe it's not your last one.
Maybe we'll see. I just want to, like yourself, I'm focusing on one show at a time. I don't even think beyond that.
But it's also not bad events for you. Then I put a little $2 on it. For you for podium.
I wouldn't put more than $2, okay? JF, it's good to chat as always, my friend. I'll catch you soon.
Good. Thank you very much, Laurence.
Take care. Bye. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.